I think everyone in love should at some point sit down and reflect. Is this person indeed worth it? Like, this person, he worth them? Is this what my stress, my headache, my calls, my data sending, my what's it called now? My recharge card sending and the rest. My text messages, romantic, my coming every day and playing a song for them. Is this person indeed worth it? My name is Denise Dennis Wallo, one and only of 92.3 Nigeria Info FM. Before all of you come and start saying justice for Ife Chukwu from Denise, I hereby offer him free qualitative legal and PR services anonymous. I hear you. I hear you. Offer you whatever you want to offer him. But those that know the truth indeed, and the truth will set us all free at the end of the day. Good afternoon to you. How is your Wednesday going? Like I said, yesterday the weather was maybe perhaps. Today, the weather is still maybe perhaps. Don't expect anything different. And if you listen to our news, you must have heard about the reports of expected flooding in some areas here in River State. So brace up, make plans, and don't add to the problem. I mean, all those of you that are fond of always trashing your trash, emptying your trash in the waterways, blocking the canals and all of that, don't make it more difficult, all right? Major floods are coming in some local government areas in River State. I'm sure the local governments involved will do what they can possibly do to ensure that they are not affected. What are we talking about today? Security, they say, is everyone's responsibility. So we'll talk citizens' involvement in security. Now, something happened in Kogi State. Some of you will say, well, we're not talking about the fact that it was a police officer that was involved in that crime. Well, I think we've talked about law enforcement agents' involvement in crimes and whether or not the punishment they receive should be the same as punishment for other normal citizens, especially since they're supposed to be upholding and enforcing the law. It was what people in the area did that aided the intervention of the police force in catching the culprit. And I'll share some things that are quite common in our neighborhood. Some things I've heard of happen in my neighborhood, and to be honest, I didn't even know about it until it came up in one of those meetings. Thefts here and there, stealing of generator sets and all that. In what way have you contributed to the security and safety of the neighborhood you reside or do business in? Head on to X. Our X handle is at Nigeria Info PH. And Facebook page remains Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Everyone, you and I, we're responsible in developing and fostering a positive security culture, which is critical to security outcomes. So every member of society has a responsibility to contribute to crime prevention. The question is, are we doing our part? Or do we still live in that I don't care, with that I don't care mindset? As long as it's not me that is affected, as long as I have put burglary proof in my house, I have a very big padlock locking my gate, I have dogs in my compound. When the thief comes, the dog will bark, hoo, hoo, hoo. The thief will run away. Or when the thief comes, I will call the dog, Bruno! And Bruno will come out like this. Hey, 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 hey. And Bruno will bite the criminal. So whatever happens in, my streets, the next compound, my area, shouldn't bother me. Think about this. Like I said, we're going to commercial break. And when we come back, the conversation will start in full. It's still the sunny side, right here, number one station for Talk 92.3 Nigeria Info. Right, so shall we begin with a story? The Kogi State Police Command has confirmed the arrest of a police inspector, Aminu Mohammed. Right, so shall we begin with a story? The Kogi State Police Command has confirmed the arrest of a police inspector, Aminu Mohammed. Something just happened right now that I'm finding it difficult to understand. How did that happen? So sorry, sincerest apologies for that. Back to what I was saying. Aminu Mohammed over the robbery of the residents of those around his duty station, C Division in Lokoja, the state capital. Our correspondent gathered that Nemesis caught up with the officer on Sunday. The public relations officer, S.B. Williams, told journalists on Tuesday in Lokoja that luck ran out of the officer following the activities of a notorious gang of armed robbers who specialize in robbing houses of household items and cars. The car was found in the workshop of the policeman's panel beater, Arome Moses, who was already working on changing the car's color at Ochadamu near Ayigba in eastern part of the state. Those who knew the vehicle and were aware of the robbery incident. I'd like to take that again. Those who knew the vehicle and were aware of the robbery incident that occurred at the owner's house on the 14th of June 2024 quickly raised the alarm upon sighting the car. The car's plate number had already been changed to an Abuja number, just as a car dealer's receipt, backdated to 2020, was presented by the officer as his evidence of purchasing it. His panel beater had primed the car preparatory to changing its color before the alarm was raised, he said. He added that after raising the alarm, the policemen of the quick response unit attached to the police area command were quickly invited and the panel beater was apprehended. One of the members of the gang of armed robbers, who had also been on police wanted list for other crimes, confessed to the crime and named the police officer as the mastermind. He confessed that they were contracted to rob the house of the owner of the car for the sole aim of getting the car for him. A police officer, mastermind of a robbery, steals a car, and he took those that recognized the car at the panel beater's shop. No be Mr. Acheruka be this. Naim. But the plate number. Na Mr. So and so person car be this. He been talk say then thief in motor. I mean, he had mentioned they stole his car. And that car is the car. And they alerted the police. And the police swung into action like they usually do. Now, assuming people knew about the robbery and decided to mind their business, or had seen the car and decided, well, it's not my business. It no consign me. I don't care. After all, it wasn't my car that was stolen. It was Mr. Chukwudi's vehicle or Mr. Chukwudi's car that was stolen. I'm sure they probably would have looked for that car and maybe that case would not have been resolved. The owner of the car would, for a while, think, cry, probably tighten security in his own premises. Like I said, get some very big dogs, change padlocks, probably put electric fence or barbed wire around his compound, and that will be that about that. Recently, we had a meeting in my compound, and it was at that meeting I heard that there were people on a generator stealing spree in the area, and that just the fence, the building sharing a fence with my compound, their generator set was stolen. And I kept wondering, how did that happen? Nobody raised alarm. Nobody knew. Okay, fine. At the point of discovery, Nobody in the area did anything. Nobody in the street did anything. So those thieves have just carried the generator like this, gang. They've gone. I said, no, it's not only that one. No, that if you go to the other front, the other compound, they stole gen. I say, that's a hair. Even that other first compound at the end, they stole generator. I said, okay, stealing, fine. Nothing was done. I said, no, everybody should just protect their property. I said, okay. So what was common among all the thieves? Say, the gen was even on when they stole. I said, your gen was on and they were stealing it, and you didn't know. Like, you didn't know when the light went off to go and check that, when your gen off or something like that. This was just curiosity making me ask. Have I been in an environment and was robbed before? Oh, yes. What was done about it at the end of the day? Nothing. Everybody said, I'm going to make a police report. But nothing like, if you see this thing, like that, or if you notice anybody trying to sell any generator or any car battery or any this and that, halat me or something. Or everybody just gets to mind their business. Say, sorry, these thieves, I don't start again, no. Or an area where cult activities usually would cause chaos. And for the vast majority of these activities, you discover that the people in the area actually know the perpetrators of the crime. Then the police come and they ask questions, and nobody is willing to say anything. Nobody is willing to boldly say, see that woman that her shop is there. Her son is one of them. Nobody does that. And then tomorrow, you start hearing the gunshots and the clash and everything. Say, these people don't start again, no. So I'm asking you a direct question. In what way have you contributed to the security and safety of the neighborhood? You reside, that's where you live, or you do business. Let's talk. 0817 923 0002 0817 923 0002. We also have 0817 923 0003. Once again, 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number for your WhatsApp and Telegram messages is 0809 030 6416. Once again, 0809 030 6416. On X at Nigeria Info PH, we're live. And our Facebook page remains Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. So go there, watch us live, but most importantly, be a part of the conversation by either calling in, sending in your messages, or dropping your comments in the comment section, and I'll gladly read them. Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Frank, calling from Rumolumini.
Frank from Rumolumini, you're welcome.
Well, I would say my own way of, contributing to the society to security is that if I go out now and I come back after 10 o'clock or maybe some minutes before 10 and our gate is open, the compound gate is open, I'll just help them unlock it.
You say you are helping them to lock it. Are you not living in the compound? Sorry, I'm laughing.
Okay, I will help all of us.
Because you live in the compound. If you don't lock it, when they want to do what they want to do, maybe all of you will be affected now. I'm just saying.
I live upstairs, so
you live... Okay.
I'll help everybody unlock it.
You have everybody unlock it. All right. Okay. That makes sense. But, from what he said, you can just pick out that I'll help them because you live upstairs. And to be honest, some of us have lived our lives like that. Yes. Since our own door is locked, anything that wants to happen to any other person, well, it happens. It happens. There are times when people forget to lock their gates. There are times when people even forget to lock their doors. Like your own door, the one leading to your house. And I also know that sometimes when people choose apartments, they have a preference. They don't like to take the first flat. They don't like to take ground floor because they feel that whatever would want to happen as a security measure for themselves, it will start from the very first, right? From the ground floor. So before it will get to them, they must have figured something, or in their minds, these criminals will most likely not have the time to go around. So maybe they'll just do 1 or 2 houses and then they will leave. And that is how they choose to secure themselves, their properties, and their loved ones. But if something is going to be continuous in an environment, for instance, if you have cases of robbery, generator theft, armored cable theft, and all, at some point, it will affect you. If someone comes to steal your transformer armored cable, you will not have electricity. So in that case, you cannot just think about yourself. You have to think of others, because as it affecting others, it's affecting you. Nigerian for good afternoon. I have a lot of dropped call scenario. Please, you would have to pardon us. And maybe I will do with more of your messages as opposed to your calls. This is not to say that you shouldn't try the phone lines, but if for any reason you get through to us and the call is dropped, you may as well send us a message. Also, you can try 0817-923-0009. 0817-923-0009. Nigerian for good afternoon to you and welcome.
Good afternoon, Dennis.
Good afternoon.
My name is Tompolo.
Tompolo, welcome.
I'm calling you from Elele Okinalo.
Tompolo, you're welcome.
I thank you very much for this topic. Security, as I say, is everybody's business. Yes, it's everybody's concern. It does not have to be that you have to be a security experience for you to look out for your neighborhood or for your neighbor or for your own property. Security starts with us. It's not because you're living in a police barrack or in an army barrack that you have to leave your properties carelessly, or you live in a well-protected area, then they have to forget to lock your doors. Security is a mind-stated program. A program that you have to plan and go into preventive measures. You don't have to wait till I have a burglary case, I have a strong iron gate. No. Sometimes those things do fail us. We have to be sure that we look after even our properties we keep outside our houses. We have to make sure that we keep sensitive materials, yet it will not be exposed to eyes of passers-by, wanderers, and all these scavengers. We have to be sure that security is even maintained from our bedroom. We have to be very security conscious in the reason that we have to follow even the Bible step that says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Because the thieves will not tell you when they will come or who they will come for, or your enemy or your friend. They might come for anybody. They might come for everybody also. So security is everybody's business. If I live in a neighborhood and my friend's property is missing, and I think I know maybe a mark or something to recognize it, and I see it, it is my collective duty or our collective duty to speak out. After all, when you see something, say something.
See something,
Nigeria
say something.
don't have a good reward system. If we have a good reward system, this whistleblowers campaign will have been on and on and on. But when you go out to make some security explanations to people, they'll say, I not concern me. Now my own they look up. No. We are neighbors, we are brothers, we are friends. I thank you very much for this program, for this
All right.
topic.
Thank you so much, Tom Polo. Zion from Jaria. Welcome, Zion. Let's talk.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you.
Sorry, you don't ask a question.
I will not hear sorry.
You and Constance, are you people living together?
Me and Constance. Mbao. I don't know where she lives.
Did you guys grow up together or meet each other, or you guys met here?
It's in this office, Isabiamo. She come here and meet me. I don't knew her from another place.
Oh, she come meet you for here?
She come meet me here.
How you go Sabi find trouble?
What has she done?
Sabi find trouble, well. See how that girl master you like say you are the same mama born on that you.
What's all this now?
We shall not go back to the discourse. Later we'll discuss Constance matter. This question. Security is not everybody's business here in Nigeria. It's only in America or other developed nations. So if you hear them say that here in Nigeria, it's because they just want to speak a very good grammar or talk good, make people still say they are talking good. I want to ask, the security is everybody's business. The people coming to kidnap, are they aliens? How many of us don't call police? Police, come, my husband a kidnapper, come arrest him. Who don't do that one for this country? Police, my wife, they follow one chance people. Then they operate from Rumola to Rumokoro, on Kasha. How many of us can do that? And say security is everybody's business. Do you know that even the informants who volunteer for Nigerian police, some of them are killed, even compensate. Police have to let them thank you. Who could get them? Maybe their own brother to bomb Nigerian police.
So your point exactly is,
until we start repair our lives to act, we will have to pay the neighbors and they come back late night and the operations. They want to put in this way, they are waiting through these things until we start to approach security in this manner. In this, I don't care until they get to me, will not solve it.
okay.
Oh, living in Bayelsa, I know this guy as a thief. Now we are in Port Harcourt living in this estate and go and ask him what job he do.
Thank you for joining us. If you're ready, please. Turn off. Thank you. Where you live, where you do business, to ensure that at least there's some level of security.
Yes, the part I play like in my community, we employ this neighborhood security, and we pay them monthly, not government.
Okay.
Even though sometimes they go to stores and all these business people to collect small things to hold themselves. And even at that, there is still stealing and so on, all type of crimes. Most of the time we think that all this will happen in the night. In the daytime, broad the time. In the morning, you go to your working place, maybe your children go to school. By the time you come back, you see your house has been vandalized. Who is doing that? It's not people around. It happens every day. As I'm telling you, last 2-3 weeks, we caught, though we didn't get them red-handed, but when they collected the things they brought from one of my neighbor's house, maybe they saw some people, they ran away and kept those things. Those things, discouraging.
All right, thank you, Walter. Mira from Okrika, how are you doing?
I'm fine, Denise. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Thank you. Denise, something like this just happened around where I do business. This is a man that has stayed in that area for almost going to 50 years now doing business. And then last week, on Saturday, all of a sudden, he just saw a van change and then took him away. The secretary showed up and they saw 2 televisions. Look, Denise, not knowing that, do you know how much is those crazy big televisions from the person? 30,000. How will you not know that it's a stolen person? And this is a person that stays at 4 the opposite the next street. Yeah, he brings something and at a very cheap rate and you bought it. And you are the one that goes around collecting security levy. Now, this is a man that is involved in the security. No, in most times in areas where they do business, they collect security levy every month. In my own area, 1,000 naira. A shop that's not too big or a big shop, 2,000 naira. And you are the one that go around collecting money. And this kind of thing comes and you buy. This is how we Nigerians are. So this is how people secure their areas, people contribute to wire guys in the night. They secure the areas and because what me believe the way they bought people's stuff. Let me just use these business areas as an example. No matter how you close it, no matter how you lock it, no matter the kind of gate you use, I don't know how they do to open
sometimes they can get in through the roof, through the ceiling now.
Yes, they do.
They get in through the ceiling.
That's why in my area, people even use
burglary for their ceiling.
Ceiling. Yes, so you close the front with iron, you close the roof with ceiling. It's so terrible, Denise. And my neighbor, after going all through this, my neighbor lost a drum, this rubber drum that she sells this fine expensive one. They came and said, do you know what she did? She only worked to the security. They contribute every month. They pay that for that drum.
Are you serious?
And what I'm noticing these days, Denise, is that even when they are attacking you in the night, your house to house, and you're shouting thief, you know what people do? They come out and lock their doors very well. Because they say, I not come and say, I want to rescue somebody now. What is those people are holding doors? I need to die for you. People don't even come out to protect you, no matter how you shout. So this is the situation. So our police, they need to brace up. Because we can't protect ourselves, honestly. How can we? So our security officials need to brace up.
Why do I feel that younger people are far more security conscious than the older people? I remember during my undergraduate days, I used to live off campus. And the compound I resided, they call themselves self-contained, Abby. Yeah, I lived upstairs. It was a 2-story building. Yeah, 2-story building. I lived on the last floor. And it was not because I was, trying to run away from ground floor. I don't like ground floor for any reason. I liked the view from upstairs. Several times I would return from classes and I would see that anytime someone drank a bottled drink, especially the kind that you can buy the bottle and leave, you're not returning the bottle, people usually kept their bottles. And at some point, there was a bottle depot in my compound. It was by the caretaker's own flat. Wine bottles, drink bottles, any kind of bottles. And one day, out of curiosity, I had to ask. I said, hold up, what's going on here? Why am I seeing you want to send? I said, no, it's for thief. When thief will come, before we call police, we will first deal with the thief. I said, really? That's why you're keeping these bottles? They say, yes, if you have, let's add to the collection of the bottles. Where I lived, a few steps after was the Choba police station, Gangan. So it would take the students first apprehending the thief. Then the police will come and now collect the thief from our hands. No jokes. My experience. Several times I had been upstairs and I would hear the catch out, now thief don't come, bring the bottle. I say, they should not kill somebody here, before they come and do mass arrest. You students have killed somebody. But you could tell that these students had had enough of phone theft, enough of laptop theft, enough of the small money their parents will give them and say, go and learn. Enough of all, they were not having it anymore. So they had said, you know what, for you to have mind, to jump fence, enter somebody's compound to steal, we will first design you. We will first design you with bottles. It's when the police come and they have carried the person, say, what happened though? Say, you did they sleep now? Thief come now. We don't catch him. Police don't come carry him. He get locked safe. Students, they had had enough. And then left school, you have a job, you have a family. It's very sad that even in areas where they say pay security levy, let's hire people that would be at this gate, there are people who are still reluctant to pay. I don't have a car. What am I paying gate levy for? People that have cars should pay now. They are the ones that they will secure their cars. What's my business? You don't have a car, okay, fine. But you have something valuable. So because you don't have a car, you don't feel the need to pay that gate fee so that they will check all the vehicles coming in. And then you don't pay, and then it happens to you. And then you say nobody cares, because there are people like that. They never contribute. Never, ever. Never, ever, ever. Didi, good morning. I just heard you saying transformer armored cable stealing. I want to inform you that my street transformer armored cable was stolen last night. What's going on? And we just replaced it, not even up to 1 week. Godwin from Elele1. Who are the people buying this armored cable? Can you recognize your cable? I think it's time people start marking their cables, so that when they find people buying them, they can check and say, "Aha! That's our armored cable." I'm sorry, but I think it has gotten to that point. NS from Woji says, first of all, security emergency numbers should not pass 3 code. Another thing is we no longer have neighbors who look out for each other. We have neighbors who compete with each other. These days, if they take lights in your house, you must look at your neighbor's house if they also sees the light there. If you check and your neighbor have light, problem don't they be that. We as a people are very evil. Simple. NS from Woji. Did NS lie? Mustafa Al-Khali Koko says, the way we show our nonchalant attitude towards the security of our lives and properties nowadays is so unfortunate. When you see something, it's better you say something. Anonobi Onyeka Chike says, good afternoon, citizen security involvement. Being watchful of our environment, our neighbors and properties is one of the best ways to secure our neighborhood. The above was the situation before now, when everyone starts minding only their own business, all in the name of civilization. A neighbor will be shouting, thief, thief, and no one makes a move, and we think it is normal. It is not. When you want to make a move, your wife will ask you, now you then thief? Now you then the thief? Finally, when Satan sends you a message, he will send another to catch you. The same Satan that led this officer to this illegality called business is still the one that directed the people that know the victim's car to go to that panelbita shop at that point in time. No evil lasts forever. Ananobi Onyekachi Casey. Thank you very much for your contribution. I think I can squeeze in one final call, but this is a wake-up call to everyone. In what ways have you contributed to the security and safety of the neighborhood you reside or do business? Are we still minding our business? Doing I don't care? December last year, a friend of mine was planning his wedding. In fact, the day his car was stolen was a day to his traditional marriage. They had gone for photo shoot, and that happened just outside the photo shoot studio. They stole his car, and at some point he wanted to keep it hidden. He didn't want to demoralize people. We went ahead with the wedding. I mean, I was there. I've said the white wedding. And then he shared a picture. Said, if you know this car, it's my car. If you see it, say something. It's been 7 months now. 7 months plus. Because that thing happened towards the end of November. Yeah, it was the white wedding that was in December. Police have not been able to find the car. And the car is as good as gone. Maybe, just maybe, if we're paying attention a lot more, sometimes it might seem like you're checking too much. You see the same way when you see your friend's husband's car. You say, I just see your husband's car for so place. That is the same way. And you see it in a suspicious place, you should also say something. It's not just when you want to do amebo. It's not just when you want to do monitoring spirits. Sometimes, I think I see a car that looks like yours at XYZ spot. Say, where? Then thief my car. Then thief your motor. I'm not here. Oh. Yeah, not everybody will be able to recognize generators. Most of our generators set are at our backyards. I mean, you won't have people come to your backyard to say, let me check these generators so that if they will steal it, I will know that it's your own. No, I'm just saying we should be more security conscious. My name is Denise Dennis-Waldo. Thank you so much for being a part of this conversation. Trending Stories comes up next, and thereafter, the FinTech show. Chama Ezenwafo would be here for Talking Figures. Nigeria's human capital development push. Can 20 million benefit? I think you want to look out for that one. Stay tuned.
With information comes power.
We give you more power with information. Nigeria Info.